Hey everyone, it's me, Ben. Week 4 of the NFL is upon us, so let me give you my quick picks for this week, for week 4. Let's go. Hey everyone, it's me, Ben Cornett, and welcome to another edition of Ben's Quick Picks. This is week 4 of my quick picks, and last week, I gotta say, with all the upsets that we saw, with the Colts beating the Ravens, Texas beating the Jaguars, the Cardinals beating the Cowboys, despite all that, I had a very good week. I went 12-4 this week, and here's my record for last week, week 3, and my overall record for the season so far. Yeah, I had a great week last week, 12-4. Very good week, 33-15 overall this year. But no time to celebrate right now. Week 4 is upon us. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's my week 4 picks for this week. And you'll notice kind of a theme here, so check it out. And those are my week 4 NFL picks. And did you notice that theme there? Yeah, with the check marks. Yeah, I took 9 road teams this week. That's right, I took 9 road teams. So with that being said, let's get started on these picks. Let's start out with the Thursday night game. The Detroit Lions go up to Green Bay. It's a division game, NFC North Division showdown. Both teams last week had big wins. Obviously, the Lions beat the Falcons, and Green Bay came back to beat New Orleans at home in their home debut for 2023. This is a pretty interesting game. Both teams are 2-1 on the year. Detroit, not so surprising. Green Bay, yeah, you could say maybe kind of surprising. But for me, this is going to come down to quarterback play. And in this game, Jared Goff has the experience. He's playing a lot better than he has, in recent memory. He's probably playing his best football since he's become a Detroit Lion over these last, I would say, including last year, the last 10, 12 regular season games. On the other side, you got Jordan Love, who, after his, good first game with the 3 touchdowns against the Bears, he's kind of been on and off a little bit. Hasn't had great performances. Again, more than likely, he's not going to have Christian Watson playing his top receiver. And Detroit's defense is just a little bit better than Green Bay's. For this game, I'm going to take the Lions. I think they beat Green Bay on Thursday night, and they move up to 3-1 in the division. All right, moving on to the very early game. Sunday morning, it is in London. The Atlanta Falcons visit the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams, kind of going in different directions. The Atlanta Falcons off to a 2-1 start. I know they had a tough loss in Detroit last week, but still 2-1. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are a surprising 1-2, coming off a really bad loss to the Houston Texans at home. So this is an interesting game. Again, this game is being played in London, so there's really no home field advantage for the Jaguars. As you know, Jaguars play in London once a year, so this is interesting. The Falcons, again, they're going to have to rely on their run game. Desmond Ridder, I'm still not sold on him yet. Trevor Lawrence is, kind of off to a rocky start this year, but he was great last year, and now kind of a rough start. I think this is the week, though, that Trevor Lawrence turns it around, starts playing good football. I think this will be a close game, but I like the Jaguars to bounce back after that tough division loss to the Texans. Give me the Jaguars over the Falcons. All right, this is a game I really don't want to talk about because, these are 2 horrible teams. Denver and Chicago. Yes, somebody's got to win this game. I'm tempted to take a tie in this one, but for win-loss sakes, I'll have to pick a winner here. They're both bad, but I'm going to go Denver on the road. getting your ass whipped like that, getting a 770 burger, fed to you, not good. And I think Denver's going to come back, play strong, although I still don't think they're a very good team, especially defensively. The Bears, what can I say? I mean, Justin Fields has just regressed, and I don't see him being the long-term solution in Chicago. And it's going to be an ugly game, but I think Denver squeaks this one out. I'll say like 17-10. It's going to be that kind of game that nobody wants to watch. And unless you're a Bears or Broncos, hell, I don't even know if even Bears or Broncos fans won't even watch this game because it's going to be bad. Sorry, it just is. But give me the Broncos over the Bears in this one. All right, this is probably going to be the game of the week. I'm really excited to see this game. Now, my Bucks play at the same time, so kind of sucks. I wanted to kind of see this game. The Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills, AFC East matchup. Miami 3-0 on a roll, both offensively and defensively, especially offensively. Buffalo 2-1, coming off a big win last week in Washington. Dominated the Commanders. This is going to be a very close game, very fun game. No, Miami's not going to score 70 again, but I still think offensively they're going to put it up against Buffalo. Buffalo's defense is solid, but they played the Commanders last week, and I don't think the Commanders have a very good offense. I like Miami in this game. I can see it being 30-27. It's going to be close, and Miami's due to win there in Buffalo. I know they've lost to the Bills the last few times up there in Buffalo, but I think Miami pulls this one out this time. They finally get a win up there. Give me Miami over Buffalo, 30-27. All right, speaking of the Commanders, they're going up to Philly for an NFC East matchup. This game, it's a rivalry game. Last year, Washington beat Philly in Philly on a Monday night, I believe. Now, if they had Taylor Heineke, Washington does. If they did, I would take Washington, maybe take them. But I'm going with the Eagles here. It's going to be a close game, though. Actually, I think since it's a division game, they're usually close. I got to go with the Eagles here, both offensively and defensively. They're playing very well, especially defensively. I know because they beat my Bucks last week, dominated the time of possession and dominated the trenches. Philly's offense hasn't been great. It's been good enough, but I think it'll be good enough again to beat the Commanders. So give me the Eagles over the Commanders. Speaking of the Buccaneers, they head up to New Orleans for an NFC South division matchup. Tough loss Monday night. Now they got to play New Orleans, who had a tough loss last week, giving up a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. Derek Carr's probably not going to be playing, so in comes Jameis Winston, most likely. This is an interesting game. I went back and forth on this. I think the Bucs are a better team than the Saints, more talent. My problem, though, is two things. One, our running game is not very good at all. We only had, 40 yards the last game against Philly. I don't see it turning around against the Saints. Saints have a pretty decent run defense. And plus, on the Bucs defensive side, the secondary is banged up. Jamel Dean might be out again. Carlton Davis is, he did practice this week so far, but it was limited. And again, I think the Bucs are a better team, more talent. But it's one of those games where I just feel like the Saints are going to take this one. I don't know why. Maybe they're just going to do enough to beat the Bucs. It's going to be a very close game. I hope I'm wrong on this. Please let me be wrong on this one, but I got to think with my head here. I'm going to pick the Saints, pick them to win 21-17. 21-17. That's what I think. Again, I think the Bucs are a better team, but I just think this week, short week as well, it's going to be tough, especially if their top two corners are out and if the running game does not do anything again. So, yeah, I'm going Saints in this one. Sorry, hope I'm wrong, but I got to call it like that this week. The next game, the Vikings at Carolina, man, Minnesota is free falling. They're 0-3. Same with Carolina, 0-3. But you kind of expected that from Carolina. You didn't expect it from Minnesota. They've given 2 of the 3 games away, that they've played so far, especially last week against the Chargers. That was a mess. However, this week I think the Vikings bounce back. They'll finally get their first win. Carolina's just struggling. Bryce Young's probably not going to play again, so Andy Dalton's back on the helm. They really don't have any playmakers. Defensively, they're okay. But I think this is a week where Minnesota redeems themselves. It's going to be a close game, but I like Minnesota to beat Carolina in this one, so give me the Vikings. Steelers go up to Houston. Big win last Sunday night against the Raiders. I love what they're doing defensively. TJ Watt, just a beast. And offensively, they're doing enough. They got to do more, though. But, the Texans last week, huge win at Jacksonville. CJ Stroud played really well. But this week he's got to face a very good Pittsburgh defense. And that front 7 for the Steelers is massive. They're huge. They hit. They get to the quarterback. And for a rookie quarterback to play against a defense like that, it's going to be a long day for CJ Stroud. I like the Steelers in this one, though I think they're going to create a turnover or 2, and that'll be the difference. So give me the Steelers over the Texans. This is an interesting matchup. The Ravens at the Browns, an AFC North rivalry game. Cleveland's on a roll right now, playing very well defensively. You could argue they could be 3-0, if they didn't have those 2 turnovers against the Steelers on Monday night. A couple weeks ago, the Ravens 2-1, tough loss last week against the Colts in overtime. This one I had a really hard time picking because you would think go with Cleveland here. I'm actually going to go with the Ravens. And the only reason I'm going with them is I think it's just one of those games where it's a rivalry game, division game. The Ravens always seem to have the Browns number. And they're going to get their offense going. Lamar Jackson did not play well last week. I do think he's going to play well this week and help the defense out, the Ravens defense, not stay on the field too long. And Cleveland, their only loss was against a very good Pittsburgh defense. The Ravens have a good defense as well. Cincinnati, they're okay. Tennessee, not a great defensive team. So teams that can, like Deshaun Watson, he struggles against the pass rush. I think that's what's going to happen here. I like the Ravens in this game. I'll say 23-20. It's going to be a close game, but the Ravens pull it out in the end. Rams at Colts. LA Rams, tough loss on Monday night. Got to face the Colts, who pulled off a big win at Baltimore last week. They're saying Anthony Richardson should be back for this game. This is an interesting game. Colts are a young team, but I do like their defense. The Rams, meanwhile, offensively, no offensive line. Matt Stafford is getting pounded behind that line. And they don't have much of a running game. He's got his receivers, the rookie, I forget his name, also Juju Atwell. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think the Colts beat the Rams at home in Indy. The Rams, tough road week, 2 road games, but I just think Colts are a little bit better. So give me the Colts at home. All right, Bengals at the Titans. Cincinnati got their first win last week, Monday night. Tennessee is struggling right now, and Joe Burrow, not 100%, but look, Tennessee is I just don't think they're that good. Mike Vrabel may be on the hot seat, man. He's not been coaching good at all this year so far. They are at home, though. And I was tempted to maybe take the Titans here, but I just don't believe in their offense. The Bengals defense stepped up against the Rams last week. So with that being said, I'm going to go Bengals here. They beat the Titans on the road. Give me 24-17. 17. I like the Bengals here by a touchdown. All right, let's get to the afternoon games. The Las Vegas Raiders go up to the LA Chargers. The Raiders proved that they are the Raiders. McDaniel's just not a very good coach. Why do you go for a field goal late in the game where you could have tried to go for a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie it? But who knows? Chargers got their first win last week, almost by accident. I guess Minnesota gave it to them. But a win's a win. Now, they do have a problem. Mike Williams is out for the season with a torn ACL, so they lose one of their receivers. But they do got Keenan Allen still. They got Palmer. The run game with Austin Eckler, he may be back this week. But I think it's going to be enough. The Chargers will beat the Raiders. The Raiders are the Raiders. And Garoppolo's still in concussion protocol. I don't know if he's going to play or not. If he doesn't, then it's Jared Stidham in the game. He's not any better. So it's too bad because they got good weapons with Devontae Adams. But it's just not going to be enough. I think the Chargers pull this one out, beat the Raiders in LA for their AFC West rivalry game. All right, Patriots at Cowboys. Cowboys embarrassing loss last week to the Cardinals. Got outplayed. Patriots big win in New York last week. They beat the Jets for the 15th straight time. They have a good defense, the Patriots. They really do. And I think that's going to keep them in games this year. But their offense is just not very good. And, they only put 15 points up against the mediocre Jets defense. That's supposed to be good. Dallas, they're going to come back this week. They're going to come back big. They know that was a bad loss. I think they're going to take it out on New England. So I like Dallas at home over the Patriots in this game. Cardinals at 49ers. Great win for the Cardinals last week against Dallas. San Fran beat the Giants last Thursday night. It's a division game, but, Niners are just too good. And they're not going to do what the Cowboys did. They're not just going to take their opponent lightly. I like the Niners big in this game over the Cardinals. Give me 31-17. 49ers will beat the Cardinals this week. Sunday night game, Chiefs at the Jets. We all know the Jets are free falling right now. They don't believe in Zach Wilson. Fighting, within teammates, arguing. Robert Saleh is not doing a very good coaching job. It's just a tough situation. And, KC, they're starting to get back on a roll again. They destroyed Chicago last week. Maybe Taylor Swift had something to do with that. But, I heard she's going to be at the game this Sunday. So, but it's not going to be a distraction, at least for the Chiefs. I think they beat the Jets easily. Chiefs, they're going to be on a roll. Jets, they're just free falling. And if you're playing Zach Wilson still, then you're pretty much not going to have a chance. So give me the Chiefs over the Jets. And finally, the Monday night game, the Seahawks at the Giants. This was kind of a back and forth for me. As much as I like Seattle, the Giants are desperate. They need a big win. But I want to pick the Giants here, but I like Seattle for some reason. I think defensively they're pretty good. The Giants, they've had some extra time to rest and everything. They should be able to play. Maybe Barkley plays, but if he doesn't, I don't think they're going to beat the Seahawks. I'm thinking he's probably not going to play. He might, but I still like Seattle in this game. It's going to be close, but I think in the end, Seattle just has too many playmakers on offense. And I think Geno Smith's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones right now. I really do. So give me the Seahawks over the Giants on Monday night. So one more time, I'm going to show you my picks for the week. Again, I have 9 road teams winning. So here it is. There's my week 4 picks. Take a look. See if you like them or not. So everybody, what do you think? 9 road teams winning? You like that? You don't? Hey, we'll find out this week. We'll see if I could pull off another 12-4. Maybe, maybe not. But hey, you know what? This is fun for me. I like doing this. I like talking to you ladies and gentlemen. Would give you my picks for the week. Just straight up picks. Let's see what happens. Let's get week 4 kicked off. And Everybody, this has been another great episode of Ben's Quick Picks. You can watch this on YouTube at BenCornett9015. Give me a like, follow, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And we will be back next week at this time for week 5 of Ben's Quick Picks. We'll see how I did this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your NFL week 4, and I will see you next time right here on Ben's Quick Picks. Take care.